And we are live. Welcome.
Hello, everybody out there in podcast land. I am Mixlam. He is the Miles Revolution, and we are two freaks doing a show. We're here every week, live, 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific, 7 o'clock Mountain, 8 o'clock Central, and 9 o'clock p.m. for all you in the East. And we've always got all AGT. Usually it's just one episode, but for the next, 5-6 weeks, we are going to be talking about 2 episodes because we're going to be talking about everything that happened during the week. And today we have a special guest with us.
And we're so excited. He's the man.
Well, so what do we got? What do we got for everybody today, Miles?
So our special guest is going to be Beau from True Villains, that awesome band that was on AGT.
Yeah, cool rock band. So do we just want to get right to him at the beginning here?
Well, let's see. Since he was the first act in the show, we might as well just go right to him.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it. That seems like that seems like a good plan.
Right. Well, here he comes. All right, Beau, you're live with us.
Let's see.
And it's refreshing. Whoops.
We lost him.
Yeah, he lost his connection. He must have moved. Well, I'm just going to put up in their picture here. We had someone who helped us out with our pictures, and so we have actually really good images from the show now.
Great.
So, True Villains, I wanted to chat with him. Oh, here he comes. He's back.
Ooh, that's a big social media increase.
It is. All right, I'm bringing him back.
Impressive.
All right. Looks like you lost the connection someplace there.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. So, how was your airplane flight?
It was good. I just flew to Minnesota just to hang out with my family and friends for the week. And then we're going back to California because we have to play 2 shows in San Diego the following weekend.
Nice.
So you're not stuck in Nashville now playing shows. You can actually play real shows.
Well, yeah, those guys actually, they went back to play just like some Broadway shows for the weekend. But I had already planned to take the time off just to come back home and hang out and chill for a little bit.
Awesome. So what's it like to be a rock band in Nashville?
I mean, I think it's awesome. It kind of sets us apart a little bit. There's definitely any kind of music that you're looking for. Like, you can find it in Nashville. There's other rock bands too. But when we started playing, there definitely was not as many. There was not that many. I would say Nashville is like, it's just grown like crazy over the last couple of years. So
yeah,
you can find anything there now.
Yep.
So one of the things that Miles tracks, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but he has an entire spreadsheet of everybody that's on the show. And he looks at people's social media followers.
Yeah.
And he sees like how much they've grown. And right before you got cut off, he just put up yours. And I don't know if you know what yours is, but your social media following, that's a big increase. That's over 16,000 people since you've been on the show.
Is that like over all the different platforms, or what is that over?
What is that, Miles?
So that's how many new followers you got from the I'm trying to see which platforms I got those numbers yesterday. And I believe that's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
TikTok?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So your numbers are actually extremely good compared to a lot of other acts.
Because we look at all these acts and yours are really impressive. And the simple answer to this is going to be good, but really, what's that like? What's the experience like of looking on your social media compared to before and seeing those things move up and that people know who you are?
I mean, it's been awesome. We definitely tried to capitalize on all that as much as possible too. Like some of the other acts, I don't know, just haven't been trying to
Yeah, they haven't.
I guess they haven't been using the moment as well as they could be. And that was, that's the whole point of us going on the show. Like, we already knew, that a rock band on AGT is kind of like a weird thing, unless it's like soft rock. Like, we already knew that we were going to go into it and a lot of people were not going to like it. But we knew that some people would. And so we just needed to get those select people to our page. And the only way to do that is like, the people that did like it, to engage with them and get them to follow you on all the platforms, like mostly just drawing them into what we actually do, especially since the first audition was a cover song, but we wanted to draw them into like our real music.
Right.
And so we needed to like reach out to them and be like, yo, check out our Spotify, Apple Music, look at our YouTube for music videos, follow us on social media. If you like, people asking us to like, oh, when are you going to come play in my city? We got to follow us online so you can see like where we're going to be doing tour dates.
Yeah,
So,
I've seen that. Oh, I was going to say, I've seen that with other acts that they don't plan ahead. A lot of them didn't. And their numbers even went down. There were several acts whose numbers got worse. So
that's crazy.
I don't know.
So, Beau, I'm a rock music fan. I love rock. So your type of music is I'm the kind of guy that's going to be your target audience.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite band ever is Guns N' Roses. So
badass.
Yeah, I love this stuff. I saw them, but about 5 years ago in Seattle. It was a dream come true. I never thought I'd have a chance to see them in my life. But I loved the first song you did. I love the Billie Eilish song. And the second song that you did I thought it was all right. If I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't think it was the best. But then I went and I listened to your Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of these songs, and I'm not just saying this because you're on here. I'll just say, I'll always be honest when I'm on the show so that people know that's real. But some of the stuff's real good. And I listened to it multiple times. The songs you have on Spotify, Blood in the Water and Awake at Night. If anybody wants to listen to good rock songs, Blood in the Water and Awake at Night, those two songs on your Spotify are great. I love those songs way more than the song that you performed at AGT.
We almost did play Blood in the Water for the first audition, but then kind of just went with the cover because it was a safe, it's a safe bet. But that song that we played, obviously, as you noticed when you looked on there, it's a new song.
Yeah.
And because it's TV purposes, it's like, the song isn't even how the song really is, because you have to shorten and change everything so much. Like, it's got to be more dynamic for TV purposes, like theatrical. They want, it's you'll see when the actual version of the song comes out, it's very, very different from what we played on AGT.
Yeah.
The parts
I would
are
assume
there. The
so,
parts are there, but it's very different.
Just listening to your stuff on Spotify, I thought this is a lot cooler than the TV. Yeah, you can tell it's like an edited version down.
I mean, it's also crisp and mixed really well. Doing live TV mixing, not the most ideal choice, especially since we're a real rock band, like we're not putting everything to tracks. We're actually like playing.
Right.
So it kind of just is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Mixing on the fly.
Well, you made it to the live shows. And so I think that's really saying something about the caliber of your band and your music. I don't know that AGT was really the market, but I think you taking advantage of the opportunity was one of the best things you could ever do.
For sure. That was the whole goal of it, it doesn't hurt us in any kind of way. It only, helped build the brand.
Now, did you audition or did they call you up? We've asked that to several other people.
Yeah, we did audition.
Interested in how people got on the show.
Yeah, we auditioned because Tim, the guitar player's mom, really did, like, she watched the show religiously, like every single episode, and had been bothering Tim to like sign us up. She's like, there's never any rock bands on there. Just like sign up. And so we did. And then we went to a audition before that actual one on TV, like met with some of the producers and just played some stuff for them. And they really liked us. Yeah. And so then they asked us to come out for like the actual show audition in California.
Cool.
Wow, that's crazy. You're the first one that has told us that. So you just randomly tried out.
Pretty much, yep.
Okay. Wow. Everybody else we've talked to has been recruited. You're the first person we've talked to. So that's interesting. Yeah, I've never run into someone that just tried out.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely know of other people on the show that they had recruited.
Uh-huh. So over in the chat here, there's a couple questions. Sam says, my question for Beau is, how did it feel being part of the first rock band to make the live show since Howard was a judge? And, you know, we kind of hit on that before, but did you guys, what was your confidence level going in as a rock band to say, we can do something that's going to appeal to a general enough audience to make it through?
I mean, that was kind of the whole reason why we ended up not playing an original the first time, was like, okay, let's just do a cover, because in general, you know, if it's a cover, people are going to like it, and people do like rock music. They just don't know that they like it until you like give it to them, especially playing on Broadway, like playing downtown Nashville. During the daytime, there is a lot of country music, but at nighttime, it's like almost, I would say 90%, 90% is like rock bands. Like people are playing rock music. Maybe they're not a real band, but what's being requested is rock music, because that's like, you know, it's just more like party music.
Right. Been there. So
it's a high energy.
Yep.
Then we got another question there in the chat from Sky Ranger. I had this question myself when I went on the Spotify. Do you have an album? Because I saw singles on there myself, but no album yet.
Yeah, we don't. We had an old EP that we had on there, but then we started working with this bigger producer, and so we kind of rebranded and took all of that down. And now there's only the 4 songs on Spotify, but you can find some of those older songs on YouTube. I know, like, there's a couple of them that still exist on there, or at least live videos or a music video.
When it comes to music, I'm really old school. I like albums, and now albums just aren't so big anymore. Everybody just, you know, listens to whatever songs. But albums itself are an art. And so what I'd like to know from you is, I don't know, let's go 5 ballpark. We'll say 5 classic albums to you. Your 5 or so favorite albums.
For sure, Appetite for Destruction, because you know, every single song on there is amazing. I really like this artist called Borns. He's not a rock artist, but I really like his debut album. It's called Dopamine.
Okay.
It's really good. Same with James Bay's. I can't remember what his album was called. It was like Chaos or something. I really liked his first album. I don't know. I don't think there's any other like specific albums that like stick out to me.
How about vocalists? Because you're the singer of the band. Is there anybody that you tried to pattern either your voice after, or you didn't pattern it after them and you were just inspired by them?
I mean, I definitely grew up listening to a lot of classic rock, because I like got into rock music when I got a guitar when I was younger. And then I kind of just became the singer of my bands, because I was the only one that could like hold a pitch. And then eventually, like, you know, just kept singing. And then I was just always the singer. And I definitely grew up listening to a lot of classic rock, Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses. Now I really like I like finding new bands now, like Dead Poet Society, Broken Love, Sick Joy, Austin Mead. There's like a bunch of I don't know. I'm more into like finding new bands now.
Well, one thing that I thought when you were first on there, the first time I heard you, it's like, man, you really have an awesome voice. It's unique, and it's like, I can listen to that over and over because it's not like anybody else, and it's just got that, I don't know what timbre it is or what you do, or it's just you, and that's awesome. I really do like your voice.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Even though you were the last resort or the only choice for the vocalist, I mean, I think it was a great choice for you to make. So.
Yeah. I mean, that is one of the cool things about, like, sometimes too, like everybody hears their voice sometimes and they don't really like the sound of their voice, but even with having a unique voice, 50% of people might hate it, 50% of people might love it, but it's still like good because people are still talking about it. So in a way, It's, I don't know, it kind of just works out.
Yeah, worked out great, I think, for you. I do have a question about AGT, because I just want to know if we're really on their radar, because we're not really that big of a podcast at this point in time. So did AGT ask you not to be on our show?
No, they just don't want anybody doing interviews that they don't approve of when you're on their show.
Okay. Well, the reason I asked, because Shadow Ace, we actually interviewed him, and he said, well, you have to ask my contact at AGT first. So he sent us his AGT contact, and we sent her an email, and she said yes. So
who's that? Who's Shadow Ace?
Jennifer? Oh, Shadow Ace, he's the finger shadow guy. Boom, Shadow Ace.
Well, he hasn't gone to the live show yet or anything like that, so he would have to ask someone. Because we were the first group for the live show, so now that's, we already did the live show, so our contract's basically over. We can just do whatever we want now.
Well, this was we had him on the week after he was on.
Yeah,
so he is still under contract because he did his audition, and then he's still under contract if he was going to go to the live show.
So you have to do it while they're on the So if you're still on the show, you're still under contract.
Yeah. And the auditions are all pre-recorded, so it's not even from when it was released. That could have been a long time ago, and they were just waiting, or maybe they already knew that they were moving on to the live show.
All right, Beau. Well, as we wrap up with you here, so we won't keep you too long. Is there anything you want to plug? Where are you guys playing? Let everybody know your social media or anything else you want everybody out here to know in the Two Freaks Doing a Show podcast line.
Oh yeah, I see it right there. Yeah, everything is pretty much True Villains Nashville. That's the same for our website too. We have some shows in San Diego and Pacific Beach in California. September, we're playing in Indianapolis, and then we have like a local show on the rooftop of Sky Deck in Nashville in October. And then we're working on planning some other stuff for like New Jersey in November, possibly Florida.
Wow.
So it's all in the works for right now.
Awesome.
Very cool.
That's awesome. Well, cool. I can't help but see, more people having you come and play. I mean, you're worth listening to. So it's awesome.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I personally went out and listened to your Spotify, and I wouldn't tell you I liked it if I didn't, because I don't like to tell people things that I don't mean. Thought it was really cool. Yeah, you got a great voice. You talk about finding new bands, new music. That's what I like to do. I love finding new bands, new music. I think you guys are definitely worth checking out. So anybody watching, if you like rock music, check out True Villains. They're not just like a poppy band that you would find on a reality competition show. Really, I think you guys are a legit band, and I think you guys can maybe be a little popular. I'm hoping. I'm pulling for you. For you. So if you guys ever come around my area, I'll go see you. So we always
hopefully next year.
All right.
Once a friend of the show, you're always a friend of the show. People that come on, we'll always help you out. If you ever want to come back on again, if you need promotion with anything, let us know and we'll help you.
We appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
All right,
Thanks.
Beau. Thanks for joining us.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. See you later.
Peace.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, that was very cool.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, Sky Ranger said very cool. That's what I say. Very cool. Yeah.
And no, I wanted to say this. I didn't get to it. I guess we closed first, but I just noticed this, that his the True Villains Nashville, he's one of the few acts that actually have the same name on every platform. So I think they obviously did some pre-planning when they did the rebranding or whatever it was, so they could have that same name everywhere.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I really do like their music. I went just today. I was listening on Spotify. A couple songs I listened to twice. They had some good stuff. So yeah,
Awesome.
Not bad.
Okay.
Well, let's get into it. Let's see what we got. How do we want to do this?
Well, what I did is I just made a slideshow once again, and this time I actually have all ABC official pictures from their press release area.
Woo.
So I actually have nice pictures.
Fancy.
All right. I guess was it Lambros? Yeah, I guess we're moving on to Lambros Garcia. Okay. Now, I did want to comment about his social media. I mean, he's only, what, 10?
Yeah.
So he doesn't have the ability to go and promote himself like other people. I mean, I don't know what you were doing when you were 10, but it certainly wasn't spending all my time on social media. Much less, he probably doesn't have a phone or anything. So, if it's not his parents promoting him, then, he's kind of, he doesn't have that opportunity.
Yeah.
Like other people do. So, I mean, he was fun to watch, but
this, I don't want to say too much on this because I don't want to seem like I'm bullying a kid. But yeah, this is, I don't even know how this got through to the live show. And I hope the kid finds friends and I hope he's happy. He doesn't have a future as a dancer.
well,
and I don't think he had any business being in the semifinals.
Well, I'm not surprised that he wasn't voted on to move on. So I don't have anything else to say about him.
I don't have anything else for him.
Okay. Mitch Rossell, I think it's how Terry pronounced it. So he had a pretty large increase with the number of followers, social media wise. And I want to back up here because last week I made a prediction of who would go through. And my prediction was Brynn Cummings and Magic Innovation. Mm-hmm. And when I did the voting, guess what? I didn't vote for either one of them because I didn't think either one of them were the best act of the night.
Wow. That's crazy. So I didn't really think much of this guy when they had the auditions. And then when he was singing this one, I really liked this song. I thought this was really good and a really good performance. I thought this was a clear top 3 of the night. Clear.
Me too. Yes. So I'm not surprised he was in the top 3. As a matter of fact, I voted for them on the vote on the app.
Huh.
Because I thought they were one of the better acts of the night. So I'm almost am patting myself on the back because I think all of the top 5 were people that I had picked either on Tuesday to go through to the next round or people that I picked last week. We're all in the top 5. The only one that wasn't was Lavender. So, I don't know. Either I'm a really good guesser or maybe I know good acts or don't know good acts. I don't know. But he was still good. I'm kind of not surprised that he didn't go through, even though I thought he would. And I could make some comments on that later. But as far as who did go through. All the judges did like him, though.
Yeah, the judges did like him. I was surprised. I say I'm not much of a country fan or anything, but this was a pretty good song, and yeah, I was impressed by it. It was definitely top 3 material.
The only thing that bothered me was when he came to the end of the song, I thought he was making a key change and going on. So he didn't end the song on key. And that was like, that just kind of, but when you're singing live, sometimes those things happen. So
yeah,
I can't really hold that against him. But that's what I thought at the time.
All right. So who do we got next?
We got Alexander and Magic Innovations. This is Ostap was the guy that we had on the show that we talked to. And I'm actually really surprised that his social media followers did not really increase.
Yeah, there's another person that we had on our show here. And I think one of the reasons maybe the social media following increase isn't there is because this isn't really made for social media. It's made for a show. And I've said this would be really cool if I'm going to watch it in arena.
Right.
But usually when you have social media following, it's usually something like a band or something where you have short videos of people watching. So I'm assuming most people aren't just following him because there's not 60-second videos or something to watch. This isn't really a following kind of thing. Yeah. I think.
I'll buy that.
Yeah.
I did send him a message afterwards, and I'm trying to find where that message is. No. Because he said in his comment, he says, it was okay that they didn't go on because their mission is complete. So I think he was probably in the same neighborhood or the same, had the same purpose as True Villains, is using it as a marketing tool, just taking advantage of, if they go through, great. If they don't go through, we're certainly going to milk this for all we can.
Yeah.
And I think that was his attitude.
Yeah. And I think it probably did its purpose. I like this. This is another one that was in my top 3. I thought this was clearly top 3 of the night. And it'd be a really cool show.
Yep.
But it was lacking. It was lacking a bit for me.
Yeah, I think Simon was right with the music. Didn't help it out.
Yeah, because when Simon said that, I was thinking like, yeah, there's something with this. It's dragging a bit. It's really cool and everything, but there's something with the story. And then when he said the music, I thought, yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it's the music. But his talent, nonetheless, and I think it's really cool. I think it'd be a cool show. Some acts like this, I think, are just better experienced live. I think they don't come off on TV, and I think they don't come off on social media.
Okay, I'll buy that. That's probably a good argument as to what happened there. Next act was Adrian Stoica and Hurrican. Now, I am not a dog act person. I'm not necessarily a dog fan, but this, to me, was the best act of the night.
No.
Yes.
Seriously?
Me, yes. That was my number 1 act for the night.
Wow. I was floored. I was floored when this was in the top 3. Top 5, I could buy. I go, okay. When I watched it, I was like, nothing happened. There's nothing happened. It had a really cool set and everything, but I feel like nothing happened in the act. And so, yeah, I wasn't blown away. I wasn't even that impressed. And then the judges liked it. I was like, okay. And then when it got in the top 5, I was like, wow. And then it was in top 3. I was like, I can't even believe this right now.
Well, I was like, I knew they would be moving on to the next show. And like I say, I'm not a dog act fan. I'm really not. but I just thought that was the best act of the night. So I'm sorry. I don't mean to disappoint you. But
yeah, this act did not deserve it. I don't know. Like, I mean, it's cute, for like a kid show or something, but yeah, I don't know. I've seen cooler dog acts. I feel like not that much happened. In fact, I remember thinking during the act, and I could be wrong, but when I was watching, it seemed like some parts were almost botched, like they were almost messed up or something.
Yeah, they could have been
smooth to me. And yeah, then I was like, how's this going through? Everybody like this that much?
Yeah. Well, McGavin says Hurricane is legitimately a dark horse to win the show.
No way. There's no way this can win. I was on the fence about this. Should it go into the semifinals? Much less the finals. Much less now we're talking about this as a chance to win.
I don't know if they'll win, but
this is rough.
Anyway, okay, we're obviously on different sides of the fence. Maybe we're on different continents on this one. All right, Sainted Trap Choir. Now they were very showy, and in the end, when Simon was talking, and he didn't say what act he thought might go through. I think he was referring to this one because I think Simon Cowell's
he was
choir.
obviously referring to this one.
Yeah,
Simon loved this kind of stuff. I thought, well, first off, I didn't love him in the auditions, but I liked it better this time. I thought they had really cool choreography. They have really cool outfits. I love how they all matched. I love the colors. I love the stage. But what they sounded like to me, and I know Simon would disagree with me, they sounded like a group of backup singers. They tried to have a few front people, but they didn't come off. It seems like they need somebody like Beyonce or Missy Elliott or one of these big R&B singers to be the front person, and then they're all backup dancers and backup singers that can stay on tune. That's what it seemed like to me.
Okay.
It just seemed, I mean, it sounded cool.
Well,
and then they had the medley of all the songs, but
they were certainly better than the previous show.
They were better than the previous show, but not top 5 to me. I wouldn't put them in top 5.
Now, one thing that was kind of I thought about when I was watching them is, why did they pick the word sainted? When I think of saint, I think of religion, the church or something. And
but they are, right?
Like a church.
Aren't they from a church? Aren't they from a church choir?
I don't know.
Maybe not, but I thought we heard that. Anybody in the chat, if you remember where Sainted is from, I thought they were like started out as a church gospel choir or something, but maybe not.
Well, the guy with the blonde hair, Dennis Reed, that's the social media numbers here that I have, because I don't necessarily have a big presence under the name Sainted Trap Choir anywhere except for Instagram, I think. Everything else is under Dennis Reed, including YouTube and such. So he's the guy behind it.
Well, whenever I can't be the only one who does this, but whenever I see sainted or I try to say sainted, I say Satan. I mean, you said at the beginning here, when you're talking about Simon, it sounds so much like Satan. But to be fair, I think Satan's Trap Choir sounds way cooler.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they are on here or get on here and jump on so they can defend themselves. But
yeah, and then they're singing their name Sainted, and I'm thinking this is like a holy choir, and then they're talking about taking off their clothes when they're singing, and I was like, yeah, you guys should be Satan Kid.
Okay. I'm not going to say their name anymore. Sainted Trap Choir. Satan's Trap Choir.
Satan's Trap Choir.
Right.
But they're okay. I saw this, not bad, not hating on it. It just sounded like a backup group to somebody. But not good enough for top 5. Definitely not top 3.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that they didn't get voted to move on. Brynn Cummings. Last week, I said that I thought she would be one of the two that went through, and I was actually let down by her act. It wasn't as good as her first time.
She was clearly to me the best.
Really?
Not as good as the first time, but this girl has star written all over her. Was it the best necessarily act, the most polished? No. But I can look past it because of her age and her personality and everything else with it. I could sit down and watch this girl. And I think there is so much potential here with her. I think she can be another Darcy Lynn if she was to make the finals and or win. I think it's a travesty that she didn't go through. I was so upset. I was like, if anybody goes through, she is the shoe-in.
Well, she may be a wild card.
Yeah, maybe, but oh man, it was like I was pretty angry that she didn't go through because she got entirely screwed over here. I don't know what America is thinking with their voting, but it's crazy. Absolutely crazy this girl did not go through.
Well, okay. Now, when I say that when I voted on the acts, I was voting on the acts as they were presented on the show.
I still think as presented on the show, it's still better than it's still top 3 easy. This is so much better than her.
Well,
and
no.
I mean, this is so much better. And a couple of these acts weren't even that good. This is still good.
I'll agree to disagree. I just don't think. I think there was something missing. I don't think the magic was there that I expected. Maybe that's what it was.
I saw you just respond in the chat there to McGavin. He asked if we're going to do a review of next week's acts.
Yeah.
And make predictions in the show. Miles says, yes, we will. So we'll go through those. If you hang with us after this, we're going to talk about next week's stuff.
Yeah. So we'll move on. I think there's a potential for her to come back. So moving on to John Wines, Mr. Guitar Soloist.
Wow.
That was boring act to me.
36.
But you see, that's really not a lot compared to like True Villains because he already had 1 million followers on TikTok. So this isn't percentage-wise a lot of new followers. Whereas True Villains, they like quadrupled, I think, their followers.
Huh. Yeah, well.
So
the thing about this is, again, as we were talking to Beau in the interview earlier today, singer of True Villains, in case you missed it, I love rock music. I'm a big rock music guy. And as I said last time when John was on, kind of cool. You can tell the guy can play. I wanted to see something different. I saw him do a little tapping, but I want you to get up there. If we're going to put you to the finals, if you're going to be a guitar player on here, because there are so many good guitar players that are just really cool if you go on Instagram or wherever. I want to see something like Van Halen Eruption. I want to see you play the guitar solo from Comfortably Numb with your own spin on it. I want to see you do something cool. I want you to see something cool or hard. This thing that he got up and did, it wasn't very exciting. Was it hard? I don't know, because I'm not a guitar player, so I don't know if things are hard. But it just it didn't sound that awesome, and it just looked from my eyes. It looked like there was a lot of people who could have done this.
Yeah,
that aren't just expert guitar players, that aren't shredders.
Well, it wasn't really showy. All the showy was with the lights. You know, when I go to see a concert, how they play or how they sing is less important to me than the show that they're actually putting on.
And I felt like I don't know how this was possible. I felt like the background was like more distracting to the act.
Yes, it was.
And I'm like, this is almost impossible that you have when you're playing guitar and you're doing this, it seems like the rest of the band should only help this. And somehow it didn't.
No.
And I don't know how that happened.
Like dancing together or something, or whatever. I need to see some action on the stage. They need to be moving, not just making a sound with their voice or guitar or whatever. I need to see something else. I want to show.
Yeah, so we're on the same page about that. And I think this goes back to Brynn over in the comment section on YouTube. McGavin said, anytime Mixlam sees puppets, it's automatically the best act of the night. I think that actually has been true so far. Guy Ranger agreed with that. Maybe that has been true. Anytime someone's had a puppet, yeah, they've been the best of the night this whole season.
If I can use True Villains as a comparison, they put on a show. Even though the song wasn't that great, they still put on a show.
Yeah. So
they made up for it with the show. So
yeah, but Gavin said you can tell he's he's not a performer, he's a teacher that's on stage. And that's what it seemed like.
Yep.
Yeah, and we want to see a performance.
That's right. All right, Maureen Langan. I'm not surprised that she didn't go through. I think she was a little bit more funny this time than last time, but I wasn't rolling in my chair. There was no uncontrollable laughs coming out of me from her performance.
Same as last time for me. I laughed 0 last time. I laughed 0 this time.
Well, I guess
it's just not good for me. I don't know. She's just not funny. She's just not my thing. I don't even smile when she talks, and I hate to say it, but it's just I don't know. She's not at all my type of humor.
She wasn't connecting with me so much on that one. I mean, like I said, some things were kind of funny, but it wasn't like the Michael Needlemeyer where I was just dying laughing.
Yeah. So I don't have anything to say. I mean, she's not top 5.
No, wasn't
not
top
anything for me.
No. And Ray Wold, to me, that was a boring act. It wasn't exciting to me.
This one is weird. It's really weird to me because I love Danger Acts. I love the Magicians. I love the Danger Acts. Those are the 2 things I watch this show for.
Right.
And I don't know. I don't know what it is. I was trying to think. It's had everything. It had the danger. It has the old people, and they're doing all this cool stuff. Usually, I would love this. I would be eating up this performance, and I don't know why I didn't.
No, well, Sam said
he had no idea.
Sam said he should have got 4 X's.
Yeah, because I enjoyed his audition too. Sam, why do you think he should have got 4 X's? I mean, do you think it's just the act was bad? Because I feel like the act wasn't bad. I feel like if somebody else would have done that, I would have liked it. I don't know if it's just
maybe he didn't have any narration with it. Maybe that was the problem.
Yeah, because I mean, the one dude can just swallow a glowing sword, and I'm like, yeah, go through, right? I love that.
Now that I think about it, it's
on fire, and I'm like,
he didn't interact with the audience like some of the other Danger Acts do. They would usually talk something or talk to the judges or whatever.
Yeah.
He didn't do any of that. And that might have been the problem.
Yeah, Sam, I agree. It felt slow. It could have gotten to the point faster. And it was almost maybe there was too much danger because you're on fire the whole time. So if you stand there and I start talking and then somebody stands behind me and they're slowly pouring gasoline and the audience like, oh, what's going to happen? And this beautiful woman slowly walks towards me and is light, bringing a torch. Like we start getting that anticipation, right?
Yeah.
In this, I feel like now that I think about it, thinking off the cuff, they were just on fire from the beginning and running around. So nothing felt more dangerous than before. And they weren't talking to the audience. There's no buildup. I was never scared like, oh, this could go south very quickly. They might die.
Yeah.
And when you want a danger act, you want something like, oh, they could break their neck in the next 5 seconds.
Right. Or he's really going to catch on fire.
Yeah. But he was so covered, I feel, from the fire.
Yeah.
And he was on fire so long that I feel like there wasn't even the illusion of danger.
Just worn out. Just another forest fire.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm done with him. You done with him?
No, I'm done with him.
Okay. Lavender, she wasn't the best act to me of the night, but I'm not surprised that she went through because I think she got the sympathy vote. I personally, I thought Mitch Rossell would go through rather than her when it came down to the last three. And it might have been the votes were even pretty close for both of them.
Yeah. What do I think about this? Was she top 5 worthy? You can make a case.
Yeah.
You can make a case. She's borderline, not top 3 worthy. Not even close.
No.
I say my top 3. I was so frustrated during this results show. My top 3 easily were Brynn, Mitch, and Magic Innovations. Any of those 2 could have got 3 through, and I could buy it. Those were easily the top 3. And yeah, I don't know how this other one. Hurricane, yeah, also he's there, and then Lavender. She gets there. Like none of my people got through. To me, the clear best 3 got cut easily for 2 people that were borderline top 5 to me.
Yep. So interesting comment here about Ray Wold's performance. Is that's the only one that was not live?
Well, then maybe that explains why there wasn't the interaction.
Now, I've been there for the live shows before, and I've witnessed that, and it may or may not be because of the fire, but sometimes they just don't have time to do the setup for the live show, so they record it before the show starts, and then they insert it during the live show because they don't have time for the setup. So that could have been the case with that one.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So are we saying that the audience wasn't in the crowd?
They were probably in the crowd because you have to be in there. Well, he says earlier in the day.
Yeah, because
like nobody was there.
Because of like what we were saying, right? Just now, is it looked like they weren't interacting with the crowd, and that would explain the lack of interaction if it was
that would make
some
sense.
other time. So I'm thinking there was no crowd.
I think you're right.
Thank you.
Well, now I know this act, they were not one of them, but I want to talk about these human fountains for a moment.
Okay.
I seem to recall that they were from a previous show, and I think they got X's. I don't remember them even going through, but yet they're part of the Las Vegas Live.
I was trying to remember them too, but I don't remember.
I remember
where they were from.
But
yeah, no, I remember seeing them, but I don't remember if they went through.
Well, the point that I wanted to make is it doesn't necessarily matter whether you progress on to the lives or how good you really do on the show. If AGT can use you, they're going to use you in something else. Piff, the Magic Dragon, he didn't win. I don't think he was even in the top 10, was he?
Yeah, he was. Wasn't he?
Wait a minute. Sam, Human Fountain was quarterfinal season 13 and got X by Simon. All
Oh,
right.
so they got X'd on the quarters. But Piff definitely did well. I
Yeah.
love Piff. I still love Piff.
Yeah. But my point was, in any case, that you don't have to necessarily win anything. If you get it on the show and make it to the lives at some point, like the True Villains or even these human fountains here, you've got a future in entertainment.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going
I
to
couldn't
get
even watch this, though. Spitting in people's mouths was just so bad. I couldn't even watch it. I was like, oh my gosh. Ugh. It was so much. It was too much for my brittle heart. Woof.
What is this?
All right.
They've been on 5+ other Got Talents around the world. They were also just on Got Talent All Stars in Spain and got a golden buzzer this year.
Golden buzzer. Wow.
Well, once
can't
again, I
imagine.
still have a problem with this recycling of talent and sending them to other countries.
Well, I can't imagine a golden buzzer. I mean, what were they doing? This?
I don't know. Maybe someone
Now, this
fell.
was funny. It was funny, but like,
You
I don't
know. All right, so that's the acts for the night. So for next week, unless you have any concluding thoughts.
let me just reiterate that this is crazy.
All right.
Let's do better as a people, as a nation, as America, as AGT fans. We've got to do better than eliminating easily the 3 best acts of the night. The 3 best people that would have been great in the finals, we got rid of them. What is wrong with you people? It's not the America I want to live in, and it's not the AGT world that I want to live in. It's crazy to me that these 2 people got through. No offense to them. Borderline top 5, I suppose, but nowhere near the top 3. Nowhere near either of these acts are nowhere near finalist acts for me. Nowhere near.
I'll
So that's
agree
all I
to
got to
disagree.
say about that.
Well, I could see. I thought the dog would go through just based on that night, not by last week's guess. I still think I would have been okay if Brynn would have gone through, but I just don't think she did well enough to get the votes that night. So
I'd love to talk to Brynn, but she might
would
be
I.
checked in. I don't know. But if we can get a hold of her, I'd really like to talk to her because they say that girl's really going places. She's got some, in the short term, I think she's got some county fairs and some other things coming up. But I think in the long term, she's funny. She's talented. She can do magic. I love kind of the mix of all the stuff she can do. As she gets older, I think she's going to be able to really, really have a career here.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I don't have anything else to say about that particular show. You want? I didn't put the list of acts going on for next week. I probably should have made a slide with all those. But I did make the list. I do have a list here.
All right. Well, how about we read them off so that people know it?
Okay. So the Murmurations.
And just so let's read it off, and then just so people don't have since people don't have a picture, let's just describe it in a sentence or two just to remind people who they are.
All right.
They don't remember.
Murmurations, they're the ones who did the arm thing. You know, there's some people were seated, some were standing, and some were standing on chairs. And they did that, whatever, stuff with the arms. While the guy in the front did he was like the leader.
They were golden buzzer, right?
Yeah.
Golden buzzer?
Yeah. The next group, Steel Panther. So they're going to be on next week's show.
They're a rock band.
Yep. And they've been around. Rylan, the kid magician from the UK.
We talked to his dad.
Yep. The young kid. he's got great potential, I think. Whereas Steel Panther, they're all old and gray. So, I mean, you can't exploit Steel Panther too much more.
Well, Steel Panther's also we'll say about them, they're a comedy band. So they do funny music.
Okay. Sharp Family Singers, or Sharp, yeah, that's what they're called, Sharp Family Singers. And they're the, who is that? Phil Wright, I think, heads up that group.
Yeah, they're like
the group that dances.
The thing.
Yeah, everybody does their own thing. So maybe the producers will help them to do something a little bit sharper. So they'll be. Oh, wait a minute! No! Sharp Family Singers. Sorry, wrong group. That's the parents and the kids.
Yeah, you're thinking of the parents one. Yeah, Sharp Family Singers, the ones like the Partridge Family. They're all related.
Yes, correct. Yeah, I got that one messed up.
Yeah.
And those are the ones who have like 10 million followers.
Yeah, and we were wondering, like, hey, how'd this family get on here? And we found out there's a bunch of followers. They got 3. They have a parents and then 3 boys and a girl, I think.
Oh, I might insert here
something like that.
During the show on Wednesday, the results show, Simon made the comment, hey, Nick is going to be reading the comments that you make about the show, and maybe I'll answer a question that you have if you post it. And so I did put a question on there, and they did delete it, and I'm not surprised they did. But the question I put on there is, why does it seem like you have to have at least 100,000 social media followers in order to be considered for an act in front of the judges? And it got deleted. So I'm thinking they deleted that one really fast. Any case, if they put me on the show, then we'll know that that's not the truth.
Yeah, they can prove it.
That's
they can prove it's not true by bringing you on.
Yeah, Brynn allows you to act like me, without the intent of having me get 4 X's before I even get on there. All right, Aaron. How do you say this last name? Bezalel, the comedian who uses the phone or the electronic device to do his comedy. He's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, Bezalel, I'm guessing. Aaron Bezalel. Yep, yeah. So he's the disabled comic that uses the electronic voice.
Yep.
Machine.
Then we got Danny Kerr, who is the guitarist, vocalist, soloist girl that was on there. She'll be playing the guitar, I assume, again. Andrew Stenter? Sorry, I was jotting these down. I didn't finish
Andrew Stanton.
Yes.
Yeah.
The guy who did the things with the sword, he was the one who spun on the sword, if I remember right. It's like, ow, my stomach. That one was pretty impressive to me. Alfie Andrew, the young vocalist from the UK, who's 12, 14 years old?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, he's 12.
And the act, this was one of the big surprises. This was almost like a sucker act. I mean, I hate to put it that way, but it's like, well, you failed the first time, so we're going to give you a chance in the lives to make it better, and that's the 3 Gs.
Yeah, I don't think either of them thought that we should have got them through in the first place.
Yeah.
So we got a few here I don't think have really any chance.
Well, there's 2 more.
Oh, I thought that was all of them. Okay.
Erica Kofelt, the dancer, the Instagram dancer girl.
Okay.
And then the Atlanta.
Oh, she's the mom dancer. She's the old one.
Yes, correct. And then the Atlanta Drum Academy.
Drum Academy. Okay. Well.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
All right. So let me see. I'll look at this list right here. I'm going to say, here's the one. Who do you see getting buzzed next week, Samson? Let me see. Off the top of my head, Aaron has a chance at top 3. Alfie, no. Andrew, maybe a top 5. Atlanta Drum Academy, I don't know, but they're not top 5 for me.
No.
I'm putting them aside.
Even the intermission brand that they had was very showy. Atlanta Drum Company, not that showy.
Danny Kerr, no. Erica, the dancer. Oh my gosh, how did she even get in here? I don't want to get back on this subject again about this lady. It's going to be horrible. Murmuration, that's probably going to be top 5. Ryland will be top 3. I'm a big fan. So that's 2 of my top 3. Sharp Family Singers, they won't be good enough, but do they have the social media following to kind of sneak in somewhere? Maybe. I hope not, though. Steel Panther, yeah. 3 Gs, no. So, yeah, I'm going to go Steel Panther, Ryland, and Aaron. That's going to be my top 3. That's going to be my top 3.
Well, my top 3 is Ryland. Probably Alfie, Andrew. And I hate to say the Sharp Family, but they had like 200,000 new followers since AGT.
Yeah, that's why I think they won't be good enough. I don't think they'll be good enough, but I could see them just because of their social media following.
Yeah. Not because they're going to do a good job on the show. I don't think the act is going to be that exciting.
So do we got any
picks? Who would like to see is Ryland, perhaps Alfie, and then Andrew Stanton. Murmurations probably have a chance for the top 5. The rest, I don't see him.
Yeah, I'm saying, so again, I go Aaron, Ryland, Steel Panther, I think are top 3. And then the top 5, I think Murmuration and Andrew Stanton are just kind of like they're in the running there.
Well, Steel Panther didn't have that many. I don't think their social media went up that much. I don't know if they're.
I think people are going to like them more this time.
You think?
I think they will. I'm thinking I could be wrong, but I'll be shocked. I'll go on record on this and say I'll be. You could give me $5 if I'm wrong about this, but I don't think Steel Panther misses the top 5. I'll be really surprised if they're not a top 5 act.
Well, let's see here. No.
But yeah, so Andrew and Murmuration are going to be my top 5. Sharp Family Singers, I don't think they belong, but I don't know. Anything can happen with them. So if they're in the top 3, I'm not going to be surprised if they go through. I'm going to be angry. And then I'm just going to be angry again. Wow. But Miles, do you think anybody's getting buzzed? Sam's saying, who do you think's getting buzzed this week? Do you think it happens? Do we think
buzz?
Who gets any
biggest chance? I'm going to guess is Erica.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If anybody does, I don't know if they're going to put up with this twice. So they might do it.
I can't.
I don't want to. I don't want to put bad things into the universe here, but what if Triple G messes up again? I don't want to put that back out there, but if they do, they have to get an X. So I'm going with them second. I'm going Erica is going to be my odds-on betting favorite. Triple G will be number 2.
All right. Well, Gavin doesn't think Andrew Stanton will be in the top 5. I suppose it depends if he has something new rather than spinning on his sword again.
That was just so cool.
Yeah, but he's got to do something else.
Yeah.
If he does the same thing, then he doesn't have a chance. He's got to do something different.
Yeah, I think he I think he has something in there. I think he can do something different. I mean, I want to see like two flaming swords getting swallowed or something.
What is this? He did
what did Sam say there? Sam says, I think Simon will X3G like he did the Rakuls in season 16. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Triple G gets X.
Yeah. Depends whether one girl healed or not.
And I feel like it's easier. I feel like it's easier to get X'd in the semifinals than it is in the auditions. Because the only people who X in the auditions are people that are obviously bad.
Right.
I feel like they have little less patience in the semifinals. I feel like they feel pressure almost to give an X or two.
Well, it looks like we have somebody agreeing with you that Murmuration and Aaron should be getting through.
Yeah.
But once again, it's dependent on the voting. So
I think Aaron's got to. I mean, I liked Aaron a lot, so I'm hoping he doesn't let me down. I loved his audition, loved it. But he is so unique, and he's got such kind of a unique, niche. He's got such a unique niche for what he does, and there's nobody else doing that. So I'm really pulling for him, and I'm really hoping it's good. If it's bad, I'm going to be very disappointed because I don't want to not vote for him. But I will. I'll tell you if it's not good. Right. But I will really be surprised if it's not.
And if you don't have the voting app, do you have the app for voting?
No.
You should get that.
I should. I didn't vote last time.
You're bad. So you're an AGT fan?
I know. Well, here
I'm calling you out.
Here's the thing is I'm calling out America and AGT fans, and I agree. If this is not the America I want to live in, I should probably get the app and vote so that I can make America what we want it to be. And the America we want it to be is a America where people like Brynn go through, and people like Puppets go through, and people like Aaron go through.
Right.
And that's what we live with.
Well,
I don't want to see the future of where we're going in these finals right now. We're off to such a bad start.
Well, Sam says he wouldn't be surprised if the Atlanta Drum Academy goes through. I don't think they have new followers.
Please, not the Drum Academy. Yeah, if they get into top 5, I'm not going to be shocked, but I'm really hoping. I can't take this. I mean, this is the thing. I can't take some of these people going through. I mean, it takes talent and everything, but I do not want to see a finals with the Drum Academy and family singers and these people in it. It will make me not want to watch the final show. And I've got to watch the final show because I'm on this show. Well, so let's put some good people in it.
Well, here's the data on Atlanta Drum Academy. So they started out with 1,216,200 followers, and they only had an increase as of August 8th of 5,500. So their AGT following did not increase their social media base.
Not at all.
And so I don't think that they're going to get the votes. I don't think there's enough AGT fans and Atlanta Drum Academy fans to bump them up. I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, I'm hoping you're right.
Now, Sharp can, because their account went up like 200,000 social media followers since the show.
Yeah.
Even though they already had 10 million, but I think the numbers is what can keep them in the show. So
Yeah.
Which is unfair, I think, to the rest of the contestants.
Yeah.
When you have that kind of a social media base before you're on.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of things will just, a lot of places will do whatever they can when you've got a lot of social media followers and a lot of people behind you because you can advertise so much.
Yeah. And so it doesn't matter whether you're any good because you have enough people behind you to support you.
Yeah. And I'm sure this is out of your wheelhouse because you're not a sports person, but if you followed, I don't know if you've heard of the Pauls, Logan Paul or Jake Paul at all. But anyway, they're huge social media guys. They're famous on YouTube, millions of followers. And Jake Paul, the older brother, he's been boxing. And I mean, they just sold out, whatever, tens of thousands of seats. And, he's fighting ex-MMA fighters, UFC fighters, and making tens of millions of dollars on these fights.
Okay.
Because he has a lot of people that follow him on YouTube. Not because he's a great fighter. He's making more money than people who are professional fighters. And he's having boxing matches against ex-UFC guys for millions of dollars. And his brother is doing some fighting too, and he just signed with WWE and is wrestling because it brings all of these eyes. So you have people that have practiced in these sports and are doing this stuff for their entire lives, right? And they never get these big breaks, but somebody comes by and says, I got 20 million followers on YouTube. They sign you right up to play.
Yeah. So that's probably, I could see why AGT would have brought them on because let's get these followers on our turf here.
Yeah.
So
I think that's what's going on.
Move. I mean,
yeah.
But I still don't think they belong on the show. So,
all right. Well, so there's our picks for next week.
Okay, Ryan's going to take it. That's why I want to take it. So you better do good with those coin disappearing acts.
I think Rylan and Aaron are the two I'm pulling for, and I think both got a good shot for the final three. So I'm hoping they're the ones I'm hoping for.
All right, then.
So, Miles, we got any final words or anything else we want to say here?
I love you all. Thanks for joining us. And if you're watching this broadcast later, it's okay because we'll take anybody who wants to view it at any time of day, any time of night. You can stay up all night and watch this for all I care. Yeah. We appreciate your support.
And if you're watching this, wherever you're watching it, just like it really quick, subscribe. If you can find Two Freaks Doing a Show, you can find it on the Miles Revolution YouTube channel, and you can search the Miles Revolution wherever social media thing you're on. I'm mostly on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, there's my handle right there. You can follow me and see what I'm up to, and I'll post about this show and some other stuff that I like and that I'm into, like music and movies and the rest of that. But things that have nothing to do with this. Or the Miles Revolution channel. And you can join us every week live. We will be live on Thursdays. We are always live on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 o'clock Mountain, 8 p.m. Central, and 9 o'clock for you in the East Coast. Easiest place to find us is go on YouTube. Put those notifications on. You'll get us when we're live. And with that, I am Mixlam. He is the Miles Revolution. We are two freaks doing a show, and we will see you all